it's 8 coaches in the last 5 years. Now, Raducanu, after her exit from the Australian Open, was pretty damning of the way that she was asked to play in the press conference. She said that she wasn't happy with the game plan that she'd been given, but she was glowing about Francis on her social media. So she knows social media very well, and as all these young athletes do now, play it very well. You've been more than a coach to me, she said, and I will cherish the many good times we spent together on and off the court. I just hope, though, that she maybe has learnt something from it and she will move on. But the issue is, if you keep changing your coach, and football clubs might have an idea about how this works as well, it doesn't often work out very well.
Now, Carlos Alcaraz is 2 sets up in his semi-final at the Australian Open against Germany's Alexander Zverev. But he needed a medical timeout in the 3rd set, which has now gone to a tie-break. Let's get the latest with sports journalist John Cushing, host of the Anything But Footy podcast. Morning, John.
Morning, Chloe.
So he's hurt his leg, I understand, Alcaraz.
Yeah, the 9th game of the 3rd set, as you say. Literally, he kind of crouched down on the floor, grabbing his upper right leg, his kind of quad, needed a medical timeout. He's had more treatment from the doctor as well. He can hardly move at times. Even on his 2nd serve, he didn't even jump in the air for one of the points. His Spanish team look really worried. Zverev, who he is, of course, playing, the German, who's never reached or never won a major final. He's been to 3 major Grand Slam finals and never won a tournament at that stature. He thinks it's cramp. However, we really don't know what it is, but it looks like this match is going to go on for a bit, although I can tell you that Carlos Alcaraz has saved the 1st set point, but he's sealed the 2nd. So, look, we're into a 4th set now, so he has won it 7-3, Zverev, the 3rd set. So Alcaraz leads 6-4, 7-6, but losing the 3rd 6-7. Whether we'll get more medical timeouts, what will happen? And remember, this is a tournament that Alcaraz has never got past the quarterfinals before. But as you said, I think in your introduction or a bit earlier on, the 22-year-old looking to become the youngest ever man to complete the career Grand Slam, because he's got Wimbledon, he's got the French, and he's got the US Open.
And there's a small matter of the other semi-final later on, Mr. Djokovic versus Mr. Sinner.
Yeah, and no one has a clue how this is going to go on, because Novak Djokovic has got through to the semi-finals after a walkover in the 4th round and a quarter-final where it was cut short when he was being, frankly, absolutely pummeled. So, look, is he undercooked? Is he rested?
He's rested. Surely he's old. He needs that. I mean, I'm not nothing against him, but he needs to. That's what he often struggles with, doesn't he, in these tournaments, going deep in with his age.
Yeah, he got to the semi-final, of course, last year. He's the 24 Grand Slam winner. He's looking to make history, beat the Australian Margaret Court's record by winning this Australian Open. I think it'll be a heck of an ask. But look, he's still 4th in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really interesting. And he obviously plays Jannik Sinner, who I haven't even mentioned yet, who's the defending champion, the world number 2. And again, he's easily got through to the semi-finals. But it looks like there's a huge difference between 1, 2, maybe even 3 and 4 in the world. And then the rest is very much up for grabs in men's tennis at the moment. But it looks like as long as Alcaraz can get through to the final, as you say, he's 2 sets to 1 up, but we don't know what his injury is. I can't see Jannik Sinner not winning in the men's semi, so it would be another final between these two again, which we've seen for the last few Grand Slams.
Yeah. Let's talk about Emma Raducanu, because she went out early in the Australian Open. She's now yes, exactly. And she's now parted with another coach.
Again.
And this is the thing. I was reading a lot on social media yesterday about people who are very supportive of Emma Raducanu, saying there has to be something deeper here, that she is essentially getting through so many coaches. Something isn't quite right within the team. Have we got any idea what's going on?
Well, I don't think she has a team, and I think that's the problem. Look, Emma Raducanu is an exceptional tennis player. She is by far the best British tennis player, female tennis player we have in this country, by far. And that's with her dropping down to, I think she was 2 or 3 a couple of years ago. She's come back. She is an exceptional player, and she won that US Open, as we know, in 2021 as a qualifier. No one's ever done that, but she hasn't been past the first week of a Grand Slam in 13 attempts. As you say, coach-wise, she's now split with Rafa Nadal's former mentor, Francisco Roig, after only 6 months together, and that means it's 8 coaches in the last 5 years. Now, Raducanu, after her exit from the Australian Open, was pretty damning of the way that she was asked to play in the press conference. She said that she wasn't happy with the game plan that she'd been given, but she was glowing about Francis on her social media. So she knows social media very well, and as all these young athletes do now, play it very well. You've been more than a coach to me, she said, and I will cherish the many good times we spent together on and off the court. I just hope, though, that she maybe has learnt something from it and she will move on. But the issue is, if you keep changing your coach, and football clubs might have an idea about how this works as well, it doesn't often work out very well. And Emma Raducanu needs to work out what makes her happy. And if playing without a coach, it makes her happy, then that's fine. If playing with a coach and then changing it every 6 months, if that works as well for her, then that's fine too, and we just have to accept that. But from afar, it doesn't look great when your results are not necessarily getting any better. Yeah.
And just briefly, we should reflect on the Europa League action last night. Celtic and Forest both in action.
Yeah, so Celtic are through to... Look, I have no idea what this competition's about, but there's a league stage. They're now into the playoff stage. I mean, there's just so many matches. The draws at midday, they kind of know who they're going to play. Celtic are going to play either Stuttgart or Ferencvaros, who out Nottingham Forest beat 4-0 yesterday. So they'll now play the Fenerbahce or Panathinaikos. What I can tell you, the really big news, is that Aston Villa had already qualified. They finished second, but Ollie Watkins, who is their star striker and probably Harry Kane's deputy for the World Cup this summer, from an England point of view, came off through injury. So that's a huge concern, not just for Villa, who are pushing for the Premier League title, but also for England as well. But Celtic, under Martin O'Neill, one of the greatest managers of all time, in his 70s, just 1 defeat in 14 matches. He is a superstar.
John, it's always good to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
John Cushing there, host of the Anything But Footy podcast.